Oh, I forgot, we're gonna have a cutscene now. Because you finished a chapter. The chapter was like 4-5 hours long. 5 hours. It's the last time I'm playing this game. Actually, I'll probably play this because it doesn't get views anyway. So I'll probably play this during the week. Just I want to have my mic on. So anyone that doesn't want to see this, you can just ignore these uploads.
No, it's fine.
And the next week we'll
Old
start
habits
everything
die
over.
hard, huh?
Deltarune and stuff like that. Like Deltarune probably will be all day Wednesday. And it took like a whole 2 weeks off.
Captain Sawashiro! I thought you were in the slammer. What are you doing here? You were found guilty. You killed the Seiryu chairman.
I don't remember this.
As far as Ebion is concerned, you're public enemy #1, right? At a glance, I'd say he's treating you like the opposite.
You know, for a dumbass, you're pretty perceptive, huh, Ichi?
And I see you're at it with that. Would it kill you to be nice for once? I guess old habits really do die hard.
So they do.
So, what exactly is going on?
Well, long story short, I wasn't the one who killed Chairman Hoshino 4 years ago.
What?
Oh, I was gonna make a joke. He was already dead. American gun.
Awful late to the party, aren't you? Seems even Hoshino got sick of waiting.
This is the
Young
guy
master.
from Sleeping Dogs.
What have you done?
Yeah, I should be asking you.
The way.
The ruthless Captain Sawashiro I once knew never dragged his ass. But I have a theory. You let it slip that someone was after the old man's head, didn't you? If all went according to plan, Ichiban would come save the day before you made the hit. That's what you were banking on, right? Well, change of plans.
I see. So you sent a guy in ahead of me to ensure the job was done.
I'll make sure the credit goes to you. If it gets around that you off the Seiryu clan chairman, well, you're sure to impress a cellmate or two.
So then, that means I'd lost your trust some time ago, young master.
You're wrong there, Sawashiro. You never had my trust to begin with.
Imagine being set up for a murder. Like, what? That's why I don't go outside. He just gave up.
So someone else got to him before you even had the chance. Right. Then the young master played you as well. And even knowing that, you still took the fall.
Well, I can't deny I was on my way to kill the chairman. Maybe I did pray for a sort of miracle. That by some chance I wouldn't have to. But it would have been too shameless of me to plead innocence.
You had your reasons. I'm sure a lot was going through your head at the time, yeah?
That's true. I suppose I was trying to atone for my sins somehow. It was clear the young master... No. My own son was only sinking deeper into the abyss. I spoiled him. And Arakawa-san's death was a direct result of that. In truth, I might have prevented it. But instead, I pushed him to do it.
Yeah, how easy.
Once they put me in prison, I thought I'd just be counting down the rest of my days. But someone put that countdown on hold. That someone was Ebina. A man claiming to be his attorney came to visit. He told me he could prove me innocent, that he wanted to appeal for a retrial.
So Ebina knew the truth? Did he know about Chairman Hoshino? That there was another killer?
Yeah. He's a sharp one, that guy. Real young, full of energy type. He did everything he could to get me out of prison. It was all to serve his goal, to start up the second great dissolution. You even heard it yourself just now. Arakawa still had a lot more to do before he passed.
I get it. You couldn't be the one yakuza left out of all this.
No way. I'm the guy that turned from the Tojo to the Omi, incited a war and went on an all-out rampage in the process. Get someone like me on your leash, and even a fresh face like Ebina's sure to turn a few heads. To keep the strays in line, you need someone who can bark over them. I suppose that's why he brought me in.
Sounds like you got the short end of that one.
I'd say it's the perfect job for me, all things considered. If nothing else, it sure beats pretending to atone for my sins in some cell.
Captain.
I had asked Ebina to bring you here tonight, but it wasn't so I could talk about myself. I know I have no right, Ichi, but I have a favor to ask you.
A favor? From me?
It's a rush job, too.
Let me hear it first. I don't exactly want to bite off more than I can chew, you know?
Well, as I understand it, you're fresh out of a job, right? I'm sure you'll find the time.
So, Sawashiro asks you a favor, and without any clue as to what it is, you run off and snag a passport. Sir, yes, sir, eh?
That's one way to put it.
Well, whatever his favor is, I imagine you'll be heading overseas, right? Passport ain't good for much else.
He's gonna fill me in later today. Said he'll be waiting at Heian Tower.
Are you gonna be okay by yourself? I mean, can we really trust Sawashiro?
You know, I think if he was gonna hurt me, he'd have done it by now.
That's a fair point.
Not only that, I'm out of work, with plenty of time to spare. Figured I'd just go meet him. I'd feel bad turning him down at this point, especially after he came to me for help.
Guess we're all going to Heian Tower then. You're not the only one with time on his hands after all.
We're going pretty far. Might as well take a taxi. No, man. What about this box stuff? We didn't see any of it. No codes. But this is not the box. Oh. I like this game in first person. Gear? We already bought everything.
Koichi's still a threat.
At least you got new stuff. Nope.
ありがとうございました。
Hmm?
That's almost double. I think I know what checked you at 500, and that was 1,000. I wonder how the trees get these holes in them. Bullets?
Now you're going down.
Okay.
You wanna go? Let's go.
Have fun with this. Help me out.
Yeah. I'm up. You're weak. Let's go.
A straight knife, but you have to triangle though.
Good.
Food plate. These burgers look familiar. Buy one? Oh, I'm gonna buy one. Just to see something. If there's a, what's it called? A checklist.
ありがとうございました。
Because so far, I haven't done any of them. See, this isn't one. It just shows the food. I think it's usually at the stores then. M. Hold'em. What is this? M. Hold'em. Entertainment center where people of all ages can indulge in fun and exhilarating game of Texas Hold'em. Is that like poker? I can't play poker. I don't know how to play poker. And I realized, I think that's what mahjong is. Mahjong is like Japanese poker, right? You gotta like get combinations or whatever, doubles or like full houses or whatever. But I don't know what the things are.
Koichi's still a threat.
Look at that big dude. That circle boy.
Now you're going down.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm up.
Kill him? Alright, thank God.
Yeah.
The big guy was having a rough. Just the beginning, he was getting hit. Wish they paid part-timers more? What are you talking about?
In it for the long haul.
What's this? It looks expensive.
いらっしゃい。ありがとう。
What are these people? Ooh. They're like, who left that bike down? What is this? I think it's thieves.
Hmm? Hmm?
Discover. See, there we go. 50. I got 30 of them. These like the most random things that I bet eventually will become annoying. I'm trying to do them all now. Like as you're going along.
To think there'd come a day when we'd share a meal here.
I'll say. Still, I assumed it'd just be us.
Actually, they're here on Ebina's orders. I made a lot of enemies before getting arrested. Plenty of people out there still hate my guts, it seems.
Oh, I did what you asked. Got my passport right here.
Ah, excellent.
So, what's this favor you're asking?
I'm sending you to Hawaii. There's someone there who wants to meet you.
Hawaii? Who is it?
Well, it's your mother.
What?
She's the one woman the boss truly loved. Akane-san.
Huh? Wait, that's...
Just so we're clear here, yes, you are indeed the boss and Akane-san's child. That fateful day 40 years ago, I saw everything with my own eyes. On that day, 2 babies at the coin lockers were sadly mistaken for one another. In a perfect world, you would have been raised as Masato Arakawa, the boss's own flesh and blood. You were, of course, replaced with... the son I abandoned. If you hate me for it, you're welcome to say so. You have every right.
You know, I've always had 2 fathers. Jiro Kasuga at the Shangri-La Soapland, and by oath, Masumi Arakawa. For what it's worth, that's all I needed.
Maybe you're right. That said, what about your mother?
Right, so, this Akane-san lady is...
Yes. She's your mom.
No, but... Akane-san... I heard she was killed! Heck, Arakawa-san told me himself! The Hikawa family hunted her down. You know, the guys Arakawa-san used to run with.
Right, well, that may be what the boss believed. But... it's not entirely true. Prior to the boss's departure, the patriarch of the Hikawa family hoped to marry Arakawa-san to his daughter. That's how much he liked him. You might even say the patriarch wanted him as his heir. But as fate would have it, the boss was already together with Akane-san, so he had to fearfully turn down the offer.
Right.
That was it. And the patriarch's rage upon hearing the news was more than the boss could have ever imagined. In a sudden turn, he tried to kill both the boss and Akane-san, who at the time was pregnant with you. You see, the boss had heard Akane-san was caught by the Hikawa family, but he never saw her body for himself. He kept believing she was out there, and so he strung up one Hikawa member after another. But by then, it was too late, and the order to kill Akane-san had already been passed on to the contractors.
Contractors?
Professional hitmen. So now they were on the hunt too. The Hikawa patriarch was playing all his cards.
All that to kill Akane-san? Just her alone?
Crossing the yakuza carries a heavy toll. Surely I don't have to tell you that. It was then Arakawa made one last move. And in order to save your mom, he raided the Hikawa family HQ, all by himself.
Arakawa! You're going straight to hell, you damn traitor! You either move or die! Where is she, old man? Wherever she may be, she won't have much longer to live. The hounds are already on her trail, and once they sniff her out, it's feeding time, down to the very last bone. Whether I live or die makes no difference. My orders are absolute. Make new orders. Tell whoever you hired, you're calling it off. The plan's already in motion. Give it up. As far as I'm concerned, you crossed the point of no return a long time ago. Did you forget? Where the fuck is Akane? No longer in the country. She's bound for the Philippines. Stowed away on some shady-looking cargo ship, it seems. Imagine a pretty little thing by her lonesome, with hardly a yen to her name. Surely she has to earn her keep somehow. I hear life at sea is quite demanding, but it's the men at sea who I'd be concerned about. Bet you they're lined up as we speak.
Shit! You piece of shit! Tell your men to stand down. Or they'll be dead just like you. Ikawa!
That's the spirit, Arakawa. Oh, I've been wanting to see that face. To hear you scream like the little brat you are!
Make the call! Do it already!
One really has to wonder, though, how bad is your bitch holding up?
Hey, figure out?
The boss continued torturing the Hikawa patriarch until he breathed his last. But no matter what he did, the madman kept on laughing. Till the bitter end. And in the end, he never found out where Akane-san was. And now he had no chance of calling off her pursuers.
But wait, he knew she was headed for the Philippines, right? There had to be something he could do.
There was. He flew to the Philippines as soon as possible, and once he formed his own family, his subordinates joined the search. But nothing ever turned up, and the years just kept passing by. He came to believe that if Akane-san were alive, she would have contacted him. That day never came. So he and the rest of us assumed the worst. Though no one ever said it out loud. Here. It's the photo of Akane-san the boss had us carry around.
What?
I can't imagine you've seen it.
This is her? Akane-san? Oh.
She's native Hawaiian, albeit with some Japanese blood mixed in.
Then I have that blood too?
Guess that's how it goes. Ten years had passed since
Oh my goodness.
Akane-san
Just say it again.
went missing. Then, one day the boss got an emergency
It's
call.
like a movie.
It was from an officer of a Filipino group we had dealings with. He found a girl in Hawaii who looked just like her.
Then that mean maybe she moved back home at some point.
Yeah, we'd been looking at that angle too, as you might have guessed. But the boss never knew where exactly in Hawaii she was born. That might be why we still came up short.
So you went there to take a look? To find Akane-san?
As soon as I got word, I was on the first flight out. It was just me, though. The boss stayed behind.
Why?
What? Why didn't he go with me? If I can afford to be blunt, it's because he was afraid. He'd had enough. A man can only have his hopes built up so many times. The stronger and more promising the lead, the bigger the hurt when it all fell through.
I see. Makes sense.
Anyway, off I went. Eventually I found her. It was Akane-san, no doubt about it.
And she was safe and sound?
She was. About as safe as you can get. Granted, that presented a bit of a problem for me.
Huh?
Say all went well, and she returned to the boss. Akane-san would inevitably want to meet her child. And in that case, she'd quickly see that her son's been living with a handicap since the transfer at the coin locker. Now, she might at first say that just being able to reunite is enough. But eventually, she'd want to know about his condition. And she'd probably ask how that happened. Before long, she and the boss would be comparing their memories from that night. Then it'd hit. They'd realize they transferred their baby at different lockers. How then would they treat Masato Arakawa, the young master, the boy they believed was theirs?
Well...
No one truly knows what would have happened. But I did know this. As long as Akane-san kept out of Japan, everything here'd stay the same. Neither I nor the young master would have to suffer.
Wait, then you flew out to Akane-san too?
Exactly. When I saw Akane-san, I was planning to kill her. Even I couldn't help trembling. I had every intention to get rid of the woman the boss loved. However, I ended up walking away, all thanks to something she said.
If anyone asks, I've been dead a long time.
And Akane-san has kids out there?
It shouldn't come as a surprise if you think about it. A young girl on the run from hired killers, with absolutely no hope of contact from the man she loved. Who could blame her for anything?
How low was this?
From then on, it was her life to live. So I decided to honor her wishes. I gave word to the boss that Akane-san was dead. I told him the Hikawa family had reached her first. That all I'd found was her lifeless body. Nothing more. The boss quietly accepted my report. The search for Akane-san was called off. And she was never spoken of again. After that, I stayed in contact with her, though sparsely. I needed some control over her so that she wouldn't suddenly get homesick for Japan, you see.
You're a certified asshole. Still, I get that this all started because of what Akane-san said. I'm not saying everything you did was wrong.
Well, with the boss now dead and me out of prison, the situation has changed. I wrote a letter to Akane-san. I told her everything there was to know. How I betrayed the boss, and that Ichiban Kasuga, the boy who grew up in a soapland, was her child. Ironic, isn't it? Neither I nor Akane-san were finally free until long after the boss was gone. Anyhow, Ichi, Akane-san, she tells me she wants to meet you.
She does? Me?
Akane-san's home address. It's right there on the front.
Is this a letter from Akane-san?
It's just the envelope. The letter was to stay between me and her. I'm afraid I can't show it to you.
Sure, I get that.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be strange to be in your 40s and be asked to meet your mom for the first time. But Akane-san's only getting older. A son ought to set his mother's mind at ease before she passes on, don't you think?
Well, yeah.
This is just one more way for me to atone for all I've done. I'll be booking your flight to Hawaii. You'll leave tomorrow night. All that's left is how you feel about it. Will you go? Not for me, but for Akane-san. Please, won't you see her, Ichi?
Captain.
I beg you.
You know, I never thought I'd see the day you bowed your head to me. All right, I'll go see her.
Well, I would have killed you if you'd said no.
You're not even joking. He probably had the American gun on his leg, on his lap.
What's up?
Hey, good to see you're still in one piece. Huh? Were you guys waiting for me? Remember, I was worried about you, and I somehow missed my chance to skedaddle. Look who's talking. That's what I was about to say. So did you find out what Sawashiro's special request was? Yeah, about that. Things got a little complicated. You don't say? Then how about we start over? How about we head over to Savannah?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Smile! Smile! Smile!
I remember this from another game. These are new. Those last three were new.
Remember, stretching's important.
I think. I don't remember filtering from a game.
Hmm?
Our health has not been too beat up. I haven't eaten anywhere. We'll fight these guys and then eat. Too big more. I wonder where the strong guy is. Maybe there was like a guy that walked around.
Okay.
Plant water bottles.
Have fun with this. Cool. Get You wanna go?
I don't think we ever used an item. We're gonna hold on to these. I feel like eventually we'll be like a fight or something where we don't have what's it called? MP? Magic key.
I'm up. Let's go. win this next time.
Make sure there's a menu. Wait. That's what they got. I think I see shrimp.
Oh yeah, feeling groovy. Irashii!
Yeah, I almost looked it up just now, one of these recipe things. Okay, I guess I'll eventually do it. 2 foods and a drink? Yeah, nothing. Like, I want to know, how do you know when you do a combo? Do we have to guess?
I'm ready.
Right? I think so. That's how the other
That's
game was, I think.
great.
You couldn't tell until you did it.
Arigato na.
Like, it wouldn't even show it in the, it wouldn't show it while you're ordering either. I think you have to, like, get the food and then you saw it. Let's see something? Yeah, what is this? Why is nothing counting? Menu completion. And then it shows 0. Yeah, I thought that was supposed to be you just eating everything. But I don't think so, because it's not counting. Unless it's glitched?
Cool.
There's no way it's glitched like that, like completely broken.
Yeah. Have fun with this.
It won't hit the guy on the right. Oh, it did.
Let's go. Get serious.
You keep on his neck.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I almost pressed auto. I want to know, like, you tell them to do auto and tell them not to use skills. I didn't do it because I'm assuming if I turn on auto, they're going to start using skills for everybody. And I highly doubt they'll try to aim them to hit each other.
Koichi's still a threat.
You know what's funny though? I think I'm gonna stop before we leave. Like, if there's a park. Not that I care, but if we start, if we like go to Japan, go to Hawaii at the end of this part, you know how long it's gonna be? They're not gonna just send me there and be like, oh, here's a save. Turn the game off. There'll be cutscenes. Probably change clothes. It is crazy though that we haven't been to Hawaii yet. We haven't left Japan yet. And we've been in this world for like 6 hours now, 5 hours. They turned away.
Bring it on.
Low life.
Cool.
Open wide. Get lost.
I messed that up. Crazy.
Yeah? Yeah.
Hammerhead? Hammered head. What is that? Like drunk?
Let's go.
Victory! Felt good.
Should have picked that up.
I've got some more fighting.
Hey!
A penny. Yeah, so I think the things are glitched out. Something's wrong. And no one's like just going after me. Like in the other games,
Yeah.
you have to like run away from everybody.
Have fun with this.
And even the cars, right? Didn't the cars like hit you? Lunch is on me today. Congratulations. Order anything you want. Really? Thank you so much, senpai. What? Like, why was that something for me to click? And this is just random.
Look at it. Coming through. You're going down.
Yes, for RPG games, if you go like play it and avoid these type of fights, later on you're gonna be sorry.
Get serious. Brace yourself. I'm up.
Brain damage. Yeah, that's alright. Even when I play the new Persona, the remake of 3. Like, I'm not gonna have a guide though. I'm gonna just play it straight. Even this, I don't, because I used the guide when I played 4, 3, I think 3, Golden. Yeah, I think I used the guide on on 4 too. I don't think it's a guide on most Persona games. I can't think of when I didn't use the guide on.
I'm not a loser.
I don't remember.
Cool.
But yeah, I didn't like it. It was annoying. Like,
Open
crazy
wide.
annoying.
Okay.
Why didn't it hit both? Bound bug.
I'm up. You're weak. Let's go. Yeah. Get it next time.
This is a long walk. My goodness. We're already there. And wasn't the school, the high school, you couldn't go in there unless you had the DLC for Lost Judgment? Am I remembering that right? Or could you go in there but you couldn't do, never mind. The school was in the game. It was the activities and stuff you couldn't do. Or there were bonus activities or something? Forget. And if I'm not mistaken, once you do a fight, everyone disappears. Like, see on the map, there's 3 enemies. Like, 3 groups of enemies. So once I do this fight, the rest of them will vanish. Turncoat Titillator? I don't take kindly to perverts.
Watch this. I'm up.
Like he's in just his boxers and his jacket.
Another one in the bag.
Like what? To flash people? Like what in the world is that? Did he say he wants to retire? What do you say? Man, if only I could retire early, live a free man. Yeah, same. Would love to kick back in the countryside. Is that a sign? I think that was a sign. I was thinking about trying to get into rental properties, like buying a house and then renting it out. I don't know, man.
I see.
Risky business. Everything's risky, though. I see. Arakawa never found out Akane's son. What? I see. Arakawa never found out Akane's son's alive and well. Uh-oh. Maybe not, but kind of sounds like it was meant to be. Especially since Akane-san wanted to keep Arakawa in the dark. And what have you. Yeah, things changed after the boss passed. Who knows if she'd want to meet me otherwise. So what are you going to do? Going to ship off to Hawaii? Sure am, but it's not so much that I want to meet my mom. Really, it's more about paying my respects to the woman the boss loved. Kinda my sworn duty, you know?
Okay.
Well, I'm sure she'd like to see her son after so many years, especially given her age. Wait a minute. You've never been out of the country before, have you?
Okay.
This is the first time. Me too, I never left the country. I barely left the freaking state. I've already got the tickets. Captain Sawashiro's taking care of it. I'm guessing all I gotta do is get a taxi and go from there. Most tourist spots out there'll have a Japanese speaker or two. Huh? Really?
Yep.
There's been lots of Japanese immigrants over the years. I don't buy this. I think I always say this too. When someone's like, or I used to say this. I was like, the probability of you meeting an Asian person that's Japanese is like extremely low. Most of the time, they're either Filipino or Korean. Like those are the main ones. It's rare for you to find someone that's from freaking Japan. Like, how did you get here? Not someone that's parents are Japanese. I mean, they were born in Japan. This person is from Japan, and they somehow ended up in America. Talking to you. Like, living here. And it wasn't for work. Like, what would you come to America for? Honestly, you mentioned traveling abroad to people about my... What? Honestly, you mentioned traveling abroad to people about my age. The first place they'll think of is Hawaii. Oh. You know all those quiz shows from way back? The grand prize was usually a vacation or two. A Hawaii vacation for two. Huh? A Hawaii vacation for two? Imagine if you went with Sachan. That'd be something, eh? Why do you bring her up? Like she'd ever say yes to that. So you guys haven't made up yet? That was crazy though. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting her to be like, when you get 20 million yen, then ask me again. She basically called him her brother. Really? What the heck did I do wrong? Hey, let's just forget about that, yeah? And oh yeah, don't you need to pack?
Yeah.
Oh right. Packing. Gotta pack for your big trip. And there's some stuff to know in advance. Like watch out for white taxis. A lot of Japanese folks get scammed because crooks think we all look like mild-mannered idiots. White taxis, huh? Oh yeah, one more thing. Huh?
Listen.
Before you shove off, it might be a good idea to stop by old Arakawa's grave, eh? You're right, I should. Right.
Got it.
Alright, well I'll visit him first thing tomorrow morning. For now, let's call it a night. Hey now, no sense moping about. Come on, it'll be all three of us.
Thanks.
Thanks. Do I have to stop and eat dinner and then come back?
Listen,
Because I can't play this during the week. Or I can't stream with my headset on during the week. Well, shall we? Now that I think about it, this is the first time visiting Arakawa's grave. Yeah, same for me.
Yeah.
I haven't been in a while myself. Hang on, I'll get a cab. Why am I paying for the cab? I'm broke. You can listen to CDs and music playlists. Where are we going? Oh. It's not on the map. I guess they don't want you like fighting over there.
I'm taking off, boss. I'm gonna go meet her. Akane-san wants to see me.
Arakawa, he had no clue Akane-san was still alive. Nor that you were actually his son. He never knew about any of it.
I don't like this part. Yakuza has
You
a
know,
tendency
whether
to
I'm the boss's
tell you the
blood or
same thing
not,
multiple times.
I can't actually say. Honestly, does it even really matter?
Huh?
To the boss, I'm just me. And to me, the boss is just the boss. His blood, my blood, it's not important. It doesn't change a thing.
And that's why you won't take a DNA test? If it were me, I'd want to set the record straight.
For all I care, I got two dads. I've got the boss right here, and I've got Jiro Kasuga, the man who stepped in when no one else would. That's good enough for me.
If you say so. Man, you always gotta be so stubborn. Say, by the way, what's that in your hand?
Oh, I've got some of the boss's ashes in here.
What? Oh. I thought he had a handful of ashes.
You get that made somewhere?
I want to give it to Akane-san. You know, provided she'll accept it.
So that was it, huh? That's what made you decide to go?
Maybe. For what it's worth, I thought it might make the boss happy. So, what do you think, boss?
Now he's smoking marijuana. I don't want to keep Adachi-san and Namba waiting. I should head out to the station and snag a taxi for the airport. Here then. So the next time I turn it on, I'll be doing the Hawaii thing. I'll eat now then. Why does it keep trying to make me savor the new spot? I don't know what this game is. This game looks like beans.